Hi everyone, this is John from Clark's Bees and Such, and this video will be about mentors, bee clubs, and YouTubers. Stay tuned. You're only limited to your willingness and desire to learn more. It's good to learn from your mistakes. It's better to learn from somebody else's mistakes. In terms of mentors, let's start right there. There are an awful lot of people, and I read on Facebook. I would encourage you to belong to as many of these Facebook groups. There's plenty of great beekeeping, swarm catching, swarm removals, beekeeping for beginners, beekeeping for advanced, commercial beekeepers, sideline beekeepers, all kinds of groups on Facebook. And those people can in fact serve as mentors. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, they're providing advice. They're providing beekeeping hacks, for example, all kinds of different Facebook groups, Instagram groups, whatever social media posts you belong to. You can get on there about mentors, but I read a thread recently where somebody was just slamming somebody for asking a basic beekeeping question. Now, they should never slam people for asking a basic beekeeping question. There's all kinds of questions that pop up. I have all kinds of questions. Lots of people have questions. So why would you belittle somebody for asking for help in one of those groups? I don't understand it. They basically, the response was, go out and grab a book and read the book. And I encourage you to read as many beekeeping books as you possibly can. I've got a nice library. I want to do a video on some of my favorite beekeeping books that I have. At the end of the day, there's all kinds of books about marriage out there, but until you're actively married, you're never quite going to understand the trials, tribulations, and joys that can come from being married. There's all kinds of books about probably being a brain surgeon, but I don't want a doctor operating on me who's only read books. You need to have a mentor. You need to have somebody guide you through this process, and there's all kinds of learning curves that you'll just surpass quickly with the help and benefit of a mentor. Yes, you can do beekeeping on your own, and you can learn the hard way, but it's good to learn from your mistakes. It's better to learn from somebody else's mistakes. So if you have a mentor that can work through you, be there for your first hive inspection. Some people are just scared to death of the bees. They're scared of getting stung. Well, if you got a mentor there helping you, working through the comb, working through the frames, taking a look at it, explaining what everything is, it'll make beekeeping so much better. Now, where do you find these mentors, and how much do mentors charge? If you should be a member of your local bee club. I think there's bee clubs in all states, all over the world, actually, not just in the United States, but all over the world you can find a bee club. Some you have to pay to join, some are not. Our local beekeeping association, Mississippi Valley Beekeepers Association, we don't charge any fees. Okay, it's open to whoever wants to come in the door and learn about bees. Now, that's north central Indiana is where we're located. So that's in Fairmount, Indiana, is where we meet at Back Creek Friends Church in Fairmount, Indiana. But it's free, and some of those folks would be willing to be active mentors for you, and they'll come out and help you. Now, keep in mind, it's 2022 right now. Gas is $4 a gallon. If a mentor has to go out to your place multiple times to check on the bees, sorry, furnace kicked on. I want it to go off again before I start again. Otherwise, you hear a blower in the background, which is not pleasant. But it does keep me warm out here in the wood shop. Now, keep in mind, it's 2022, and unfortunately, gas is $4 a gallon, maybe more. So if you need a mentor to actively help you in your beekeeping career, and they're having to drive out to your house, frequently, once or twice a month to check on the bees and help you out through the whole process of learning about bees, you may want to consider giving them some fuel money, giving them a gift card, whatever the case may be. But, having a mentor doesn't mean that mentor should sacrifice financially to help you. Most beekeepers that I know, most experienced beekeepers, are more than happy and more than willing to assist you any way we can, but it shouldn't be at our financial loss. Some mentors actually charge a fee. It's a set fee. So you can get some mentor groups online, I know, and you pay a fee for them to be and serve as your mentor. I know of at least one mentor who had a great idea. He passed it along to me, a friend of mine named Josh. He will be your mentor in beekeeping, and after the bees get through their first winter, he gets to make splits off of your bees, and that's the price that he charges. He gets to take some bees away from your colony so he can make some splits on his own. So that's one way to pay for a mentor, but keep in mind, when you have a mentor, you need to make sure they're not at a financial loss. Okay, it's only fair. You can find them at bee clubs. You can go on Facebook, anybody willing to serve as a mentor. A lot of people will say, sure, I'll be your mentor. I can help you out. lay out some expectations, some guidelines of what you anticipate the mentor doing and how often. You know, you may want to say, hey, listen, I would like somebody coming over to my house and just help install my package of bees, help get my nuke going. You may want them there for your first 2 or 3 inspections. You know, let the mentor know what exactly it is that you're wanting from and expecting out of this mentorship. And but beekeepers are a wonderful community. They'll be more than happy to help out. You will find somebody somewhere. So find a mentor. Number 1, find a mentor. Number 2, join a bee club. And you may want to join a bee club, then find a mentor. Those two work hand in hand. Read as much as you possibly can. Now I want to talk about YouTubers. Can a YouTuber serve as a mentor? Absolutely. You know, for the last several years, I've been going down to my basement every evening and I watch beekeeping videos. I enjoy it. I like some of the YouTube personalities out there, and there's a lot of them. I can give you names and I'll offend some of my friends because I'm leaving them out, but there's just too many to count. Nature's Image Farm, for example, gave me this coffee mug. I love it. Drink out of it every morning. Great YouTuber, great mentor. You can learn a lot by watching his videos. He's formed what's called the Stream Team. So between Nature's Image Farm, Castle Hives, and Brucesbees, they have this thing called the Stream Team, and they stream every week, I believe. And I will say this, I don't think anything that I've experienced so far has done so much to grow the beekeeping community. I mean, it's a community. You get on the street, these live streams, and people are chatting away. Hey, John, how you doing? Hey, Dan, you know, hey, Dirt Rooster, how you doing? I mean, it's a community of beekeepers across the United States that are watching these live streams, building some fellowship, building some community, and that's wonderful. There are some YouTubers I think you need to watch out for. First of all, it's my own personal preference. If anybody presents something in a manner, a factual manner as something like this is the only way to do it. I would probably immediately turn them off and not watch them any longer. Beekeeping is very geographic specific. What may work in my property here in north central Indiana, and I'm a flatlander, okay, I mean, I have, my nearest windbreak is a house 3/4 mile in that direction to the west. It's corn and soybeans year round. I mean, I have nothing. Trees, no windbreaks, nothing. What may work for me might not work 5 miles down the road. What might work 100 yards down, 100 yards in the next field might not work over 100 yards this way. Beekeeping is very geographically based, and you just can't take everything for gospel truth. If you ask 10 beekeepers a single question, you might get 20 different answers because people will hedge their bets. Well, sometimes I'll do it this. A lot of times it depends on what you're trying to do. Are you a sideliner? Are you a pollinator? What exactly are you trying to achieve with your bees? And depending on what your questions are, you may get different answers. If you find a YouTuber that says this is the only way to do it, I probably would stop listening to them. Some beekeepers are in it for the show on YouTube. They're not really giving sound advice. It's experimental at best. Sometimes it's very entertaining, but it could be very experimental. So I just be cautious about who you use. I've found that most beekeepers on YouTube are incredibly friendly. They're willing to help you any way that you can. As I mentioned, I go down to my basement, I watch beekeeping videos. Sometimes my wife comes down and she sits there and reads a book or Facebooks or whatever she does. And one night I'm watching a beekeeper. I'm watching Brad Hogg at Faith Apiaries, and I'll put an image there for his channel. And next thing you know, I'm on Facebook. And I'm typing something on Facebook, and my wife looks at me and she goes, John, what are you doing? Because if I'm Facebooking, you know, she wants to watch her own videos instead of beekeeping videos. She goes, who are you texting? I said, that guy. I was texting Brad as I was watching one of Brad's videos. Brad was responding. We're going back and forth. This is my, you know, I just found the Beekeeper on YouTube, looked him up on Facebook, added him as a friend, said, listen, I like your videos. You know, I appreciate what you do for the beekeeping community. Got some questions for you. Next thing you know, he adds me as a friend, and we're going back and forth. YouTubers can certainly serve as mentors. You can ask them questions, and they'll give you responses. The vast majority of beekeeping YouTubers are very friendly. They're open. They're honest. They'll help you out any way they can. Most, if you take a look at the likes and subscribes on most beekeeping channels, nobody's getting wealthy off of YouTube if you're a beekeeper. There may be a few outliers out there, but you know, there's several of them that have, like my channel, you know, fewer than 500 subscribers, fewer than 300 subscribers, right? As of today, I've got fewer than 300. I found several of those people online, and they're putting out good content. They might not have a huge following yet, but they're putting out a good quality content. You know, like I said, there's lots of good, solid advice out there on YouTube. Just keep it in perspective. Not everything works. Not everything's going to work in your general location. And if I'm working on overwintering mediums, 2 mediums, as opposed to people who have 2 deeps, the information they provide might not work in my apiary. So a lot of the information you're following, you need to make sure that it corresponds with the direction that you want to go as a beekeeper. If you get 1 or 2 hives, you want to watch as many videos as you can with the same type of setup and system that you're looking to have, whether it's running in deeps, running all mediums, you know, whether it's 8 frame, 10 frame, 5 frame nukes year round. You know, it can be done, but you want to make sure you follow those people. They're giving sound advice. They're friendly. They're fun to watch. There are tons of beekeepers that are fun to watch. You know, I'm not sure how great their content is, but I just enjoy watching them, so I do. You know, the guy in Australia I like to watch. He's got the highest pitched voice I've ever heard. I mean, he's funny, and I watch him just for the entertainment purpose. Yes, I learn bits here and there, but he's just humorous. I like to watch him. A guy in France, a great beekeeper, great mentor. He'll help you out. I can provide all kinds of YouTubing links. I may do it down below, some of the YouTubers that I follow, but I can't list them all because I just watched too many of them. And I met tons of them at the Hive Life Conference, another great avenue to develop the beekeeping community. But you know, you want to find a mentor. If you're just starting out in beekeeping, you want to find a mentor. You want to find somebody who can actually walk on your property and look at the bees with you. You know, maybe it's only 1 time, maybe it's 2 times, maybe it's, you know, 5 or 10 times for your first season, so they can help you show how to harvest the honey. When the harvest is ready to go, how do you do it? How do you get the bees out of the boxes in order to harvest the honey? You want to find a mentor, and that mentor can come from a bee club. But don't just think the once a month bee club is going to be enough to fulfill your beekeeping thirst for knowledge, right? Go on YouTube, watch YouTube. It's an excellent avenue. Join the Facebook groups that are out there. There's tons of them. Some of these Facebook groups have got 100,000 people in them, I think, worldwide. And there's all kinds of information about bees. You're only limited to your willingness and desire to learn more. Nobody knows it all. Beekeeping's been around for millennia, and we are still learning more about bees. Everybody's still learning more about bees. It's not an exact science as much as we would like to make it an exact science. Scientific Beekeeping, another great website. Check them out. They try to back it all with science, which I love. Yeah, it's great. But keep in mind, things that work out in California, out in the West Coast, might not work on the East Coast, or depending on where you're located, might not work in Canada, might not work in Florida. It's all across the board. But there's tons of information out there for us to learn from, and I enjoy learning. And so hopefully you'll get some good content out of my channels as well. But if you like this video, stick around, like and subscribe. We've got some more introductory beekeeping lessons coming up very, very soon. So I do want to thank all my subscribers. I appreciate all of you. Appreciate the people who leave comments below. If you've got a favorite YouTuber that provides wonderful content, go ahead and put that in the comments section. I want to check them out. If I'm not already subscribed to their channel, I may want to do so. So please, make a comment below. Let me know which YouTubers you like the best. There's some great ones out there. I can't mention them all by names, but I do thank all of my YouTube beekeeping friends, because we are a community and we do want to help one another out. And if you're watching this, if you have a YouTube channel, please leave that in the comments below. Go ahead, feel free to advertise your channel as well. This is all about the community of beekeeping. So even if you are one of my friends that we're already associated, we're already following one another, please go ahead and leave your link below in comments so other people can see that. And feel free to self-promote. I mean, if you're going to help out beekeepers, I want you to do so. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. We'll have some more videos up very shortly.